ready. Let's go.
You want to intro me,
Hello.
Moto?
Oh, wait, I need to do an intro. Okay, sure.
Do you know how to do that? Do you remember?
Maybe. Hello, gamers! Is that good enough of an intro?
Sure.
Okay, so here's the Pawcats gang, back at it again with some mediocre content about good content. Well, some of it. We're here for our third instance of the Pawcats movie tier list, movie time tier list, Mobie time tier list. So, without further ado, I suppose, let's get started. So, by the way, this is So, the first movie we're reviewing, El Dorado. Now, I'll open up and say, well, I like this movie for one specific reason.
Was that the first movie we watched?
I mean, the first of what? Of volume 3?
Yeah. I feel like we
I-
watched something before that.
What do you think we watched?
I don't remember.
I usually trust Dice with that. She's got a pretty big brain.
I didn't take notes.
Well,
I kept record.
Sure. Yeah, I'm sure Zeiss took that into consideration.
Well, this is a good movie.
Yeah, it is. It's a thick movie.
It has some good plot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good music.
Big,
And also
big
you like
plots.
the teenage Indian girl with the thick thighs.
Yep. Thick plots.
You fucking pedo.
She's okay. Can we not? Can you... We've been over this, Zeiss. Please.
It's a cartoon, so it's okay.
Okay, I'm not gonna open that can of worm.
Fucking perverts.
Yes, that too. Okay. I don't know, felt like a Disney movie, except it's not. But it's a good movie. Would I recommend it? Sure. It's not a bad watch. It's not a must watch either. I think I'd give it a 7 or something. It's a good movie, but not like records breaking, but it's a good movie.
I liked it. I think I overall like this era of animated movies. I think we need more movies like this.
Oh yeah? Do you have any like specific things you liked about it? Because personally, it was kind of, I mean, it's good, but without
It's
like
kind of a classic movie.
a classic.
It's one of those movies that you should have just watched growing up.
I guess I never grew up then.
Nice music, some funnies, and sword fighting.
And thick thighs.
Yeah, the theme
Remember
of always being there for your friend
I guess.
and doing the right thing.
There was some funny music. Yeah, I mean, it was, sure, it's a good movie, but again, it's not a memorable movie to me. It's a good movie though.
I'm thinking around 7 or so to start.
Yeah,
Oh
I'm
shoot, we
thinking
have to
7.
rank it. I forgot about that.
Well, what do you think the tier list is for?
I just forgot. That's what we were doing.
It's not
XD.
movie review. It's movie tier list. Yeah, I think 7.
Yeah, 7 sounds about right.
Like again, good movie.
Like if you haven't
Not
watched it, you're probably
insanely good.
missing out. But if you have watched it, you're happy that you watched
I
it.
don't know if I'd say you're missing out if you didn't watch it. I'd say it I don't. It's like, yeah, sure, watch it. It should be pretty high on your priority list, but it's not a like, it's not a must watch. Some of these movies we have in this tier list are must watch. Like for instance, if I was to recommend a movie, I'd be much more likely to recommend Rango, or some of the Batman movies, or even the Ghost in the Shell, even Iron Giant. I think. Hold on, does this movie compare to Iron Giant?
I
It's
think
been a
Iron
while.
Giant is better.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah, 7 sounds about right. Well then, I think we settled for 7. So this next movie, Paladin, why don't you introduce us to this? Because I didn't watch it because it
Sleep
was
This
Wars.
fucking
movie,
boring.
this movie clearly doesn't need an introduction. Being one of the biggest franchises in the world.
Yeah, it's massively overrated, aged poorly, and it's just not interesting.
And we're supposed to listen to this guy's opinion?
I mean, yeah,
Well, to be fair, you didn't watch it.
yeah,
To
I
be
did watch it. That's why I didn't want to watch it again.
doubly fair, you never watched all of it.
I did watch all of it one time. It was fucking boring. I hated every minute of it.
Well, sounds to me like you're a smooth brain.
Sure, that's fair. Are you saying you need a pretty high IQ to understand all the intricacies of this movie?
I think there's some high themes going on here that someone who's not actively watching it won't appreciate.
I hate
I
sand.
think honestly, what threw me off is just how poorly this movie aged. Like it's so ugly. It's so ugly. I'm sorry, I can't get over
XD.
it.
Are you? Did we watch the same movie?
I feel like this movie is ugly. What can I say? It's just, ugh. I don't like looking at it.
I have no words for that. It's an 8.
I can see why you'd say that.
It's a 4 for me.
I mean, there's space travel in this movie, but there's no cat girls with big dicks. Sounds unrealistic and lame.
Sure, that's not really what I had in mind, but that works too. 4 in my book, and I'm being generous.
That's generous. We gave it a 3. That's not even close.
Yeah, you're right. It was better. At least I watched the whole thing. I wasn't bored out of my mind. It was just not good. Like when I watch Star Wars, I literally wish I was doing anything else.
Let's also just acknowledge that you also didn't want to watch Amadeus, so you just don't like operas.
Wait, what did I say I wouldn't want to watch?
Amadeus, the movie about Mozart.
I remember watching it when I was in middle school. When
That's
did I
okay.
say I didn't want to watch this? I never said I didn't want to watch this.
When we watched it.
Wait. Did we?
It's okay to just not appreciate operas.
You were playing Memeing Edge instead.
I don't know what you were doing.
Oh, but it had nothing to do with me not wanting to watch it. It's just that I missed movie time.
I'm thinking 4 or 5 are good scores.
Wow. Put it in 6.
Like, no, honestly, Pally, I think this movie aged really bad. It's like Half-Life 2.
I don't think you understand how aging works.
I don't think you see how it aged.
Well, if we take all our averages, then it's 5.
I don't know. I said it was a 9. You guys said 5.
No,
and
you said it
4.
was an 8.
That sounds like a 6 to me.
Okay, if you say it's a 10, I say it's a 2. How about that? Now shut the fuck up, Turf. Five is okay.
XD.
Like half the people think it's a 10, half the people think it's a 1. Sits at a 5. Sounds about right. It's overrated.
I'd like to meet these half of people.
Half the people overrate it. Half the people have common sense. Sits at a 5.
We need more 8s.
This is Groundhog.
Oh, finally another 8.
8. Who would say this movie is bad? It's such a good movie. It's just
Kind of boring. It's like the same thing over and over again. I don't know.
It kind of is, but you're ding dong. Your opinion is wrong. It's a great movie. I remember watching. I think it was like I don't remember if it was like Stories of Old or Nerd Writer a couple of years ago, but they made videos about this movie, and I think there was an interview with the writers who said something like they wanted to write a movie about a man that cannot change. and that didn't even scratch my mind when I watched it the first time, and then I looked like I'm listening to the interview, and it's like, oh yeah, you're right. Actually, it's like this guy, he has to change, and he won't, and it's really interesting, and he'd rather die than change. So, oh, I spoiled it, I guess.
Oh, so you have to have the themes explained to you before you can enjoy a movie?
No, I enjoyed it first, but then it made it even more interesting. There is a difference between enjoyment and between a movie being enjoyable and being interesting. It makes this movie both enjoyable and interesting.
I see.
I mean, there's crime and rape and sexual assault in this movie. What's not to like?
Are there wait, I can't remember. Are there racist jokes? I don't remember any. Was there many
I don't think
black?
so.
I don't think there was many black people either. Literally racist movie.
Racist hiring practices.
No, honestly, really good movie. 8. I'm thinking 8. I would be comfortable with a 7 also, though I think
No
that's a
titties
little.
though.
No titties though. That's true. Did I pick this movie? I think I did. It's weird. Usually I pick something that ends up having some porn in it. Anyway, I'm thinking 7. 8. 7 or 8. Maybe even 9, honestly. That's why I said 8. 8 or 9 even. It's a really good movie. I would recommend it. More like 8. Not quite a 9. What do you guys think?
It's a pretty good 8.
Damn, we have a lot of 8s. 8s are like just good, memorable movies.
Well, he tries to touch her after she said no. And then she
That's
slapped him. That's about the kind of thing you like.
I guess. All right. Black man and Chinese man. Uh,
Andrew Yang and Dave Chappelle movie.
This is a
uh
10.
this is an 11. Literally the best movie. Not it's.
I think
I
there's
don't
some
know.
titties in the sequel.
Oh. I think it's
The
the
one where
kind
they
of
go to
movie.
Paris? Or is it the third one?
That's the
So that
third.
one might score higher.
I remember I've seen Rush Hour 3, and it was in Paris. Um,
We need to
I
watch
don't
that
know.
one.
Is there much to say about this movie? It's kind of weird.
It's a Chris
Like
Tucker film. It's funny.
is it though?
You didn't think it was funny?
I guess, but not funny in the way the movie intended. It was not a bad movie, but it's not like I don't think I'd recommend it. If you're asking me for a good movie, I wouldn't recommend this.
We
But if
need
you
watch more
invite
Jackie
over,
Chan movies. Pew pew pew. Also, Jackie Chan says nigga in this movie. Back in
he
the days
does.
when people weren't afraid to say nigga.
He does say nigga. He says it twice.
Well, he's Chinese, so he gets a pass.
No, actually, he didn't get a pass.
What's up my
Did-
nigga?
did- What's up, my nigga?
Well, it's because they didn't know he was Chinese. That's forgivable.
Yeah. Clearly he looks white, obviously.
Well, they just didn't know. This is like a
Mhm.
7.
Is it? I'd say 6. Like, sure, okay movie, not a great movie, barely a good movie. I think 6 is like barely good movie, but
I enjoyed this movie more than El Camino.
5 or 6 I
yeah,
like.
same.
Needed more memes.
5 or 6, okay. Well, I think it's a 6 then. I did like it more than El Camino, but it's not a 7 in my book. It's there's no way it's a 7. Although, I mean, no, it's not a 7. I don't want to put it at 7. It's kind of like a weird like overly cheesy Hollywood blockbuster. But it's not bad. But it's pretty cheesy. It's a bit overly cheesy. I'm thinking 6 still.
6 it is.
Okay.
So then I guess the question is it better or just the same as Lethal Weapon?
Wow. Let me think. How good was Lethal Weapon? Lethal Weapon was really bad though. Like it was really bad. It was better than Lethal Weapon. Like it's essentially the same movie, but this was better than Lethal Weapon. This is what Lethal Weapon wish it was, in my eyes.
Those are 2 different movies.
Thank you, Paladin. Uh,
XD.
yeah, Indiana Jones. I think. Do we see titties in this one? I think we do, right?
This the one
Is
with
it there?
Marion.
Yeah, I know, but are there titties? Oh, I remember
They're
that
right there on
scene
the
where-
cover.
Um.
Zoom in, yeah, you can see them.
Oh. Well, you don't really see titties. Anyway, it's a movie from a different era. I don't know.
When Harrison
No,
Ford was good at acting.
I guess I'm not very good at criticizing. I'm not a very good acting critic. I thought this was. Hold on, let me think
Pretty
about
solid
it.
overall. Maybe suffers
Yeah,
from a bit of a pacing given how movies are today.
well, pretty much, yeah. Was pretty okay, but again, I wouldn't call it outstanding. If I had to recommend a movie, I wouldn't necessarily recommend this. But if you've already watched a bunch of good movies and you aren't left with too
Well,
many
you
options,
only recommend pornos, so clearly you wouldn't have recommended this one.
I mean that's just a coincidence. It's not my fault. There's titties in the movies I pick.
This sounds like a 5 to me.
He's going to
Wow.
have to find the Indiana Jones pornos.
5. Okay. I wasn't gonna go that low though. I was thinking 6 or 7. More like 6 or 7.
Indiana Jones and the Smashers of Cleopatra.
Nice. Now that's a movie I'd watch. So what are you thinking, Zeiss?
I say 6 or 7. What you guys say again?
Well, I'd settle
I
for
guess
6.
it's a
then.
6, yeah.
Yeah. 6
6
is
it
fair.
is.
It doesn't really feel like a 7. Like if it's I would say 7 if you guys thought it was a great movie. I'd be okay with 7. But I personally don't think it actually deserves 7.
Didn't we just review this movie?
No, this is the other one. You're not gonna trick me. I remember the one. This is the one where father and son bang the same chick.
No, this is when he has to save his dad from the belly of the Nazi beast.
Yeah.
Well, this one has
Honestly,
Nazis, so it's clearly better.
personally, there was also this cheesy line where, the pen is mightier than the sword. Except
The first one
mightier
had
than the-
Nazis too. So Mr.
Yeah, but
But-
this one had better Nazis.
Did this one have titties? I don't know. This one is.
We only saw her cleavage.
Oh, lame. I don't know. I think it's the same as the previous one. It's not bad. I think it's a 6 too. It's okay.
But he got to meet Hitler and had his dad's journal signed by him.
Oh yeah, I remember that. That was funny. But even then.
But he didn't kill Hitler, so kind of a
Right,
fail.
he didn't kill Hitler, so he's a literal Nazi. I mean, at that point, even if you kill Hitler, does it actually change Nazi Germany?
So
You
is
don't
this a
feel-
pro-Nazi movie?
Yeah, literal pro-Nazi movie.
Okay.
Because there
Okay.
were Nazis, but no explicit text on the screen saying Nazis bad. So it's literally Nazi propaganda. Because people could interpret it as Nazi propaganda.
So another 6.
Yeah, I think it's 6. I mean, inconsequential. It feels the same. I didn't even remember that we watched both of them. I had to think about, oh yeah, so this scene was from that one, and this scene was
XD.
from the other one. It's like, okay, like they really felt the same to me, which is actually not that bad to have a movie
Cause you have small
sequel.
brain.
That's true too, but to have a movie sequel that lives up to the first one, that's actually not bad at all. But yeah, still from a different era, still a 6. 10 out of 10, baby! Best movie of all time, hands down.
No.
I don't know. This
Cause
movie's
no
kind of
titties.
movie's from a different time. I don't know if I'd like it.
10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. Do you know why 10 out of 10?
Could you give us a couple reasons?
Okay. So, a couple of reasons. First of all, Michael J. Fox. Right?
He's kind of retarded though.
Yeah, that's why I'm thinking you should love him. And second reason, there's also this.
Discord
Right.
compression is really showing your favor in that.
Okay, but
Your mic cutting out super hard. XD.
oh, well, shit. But you get my point, right? The soundtrack is amazing. You have Johnny Be Good, you have Power of Love, you have what's that other one?
Are these movie original songs though, or are these pop culture songs?
So
that
Johnny
were-
Be Good isn't, but I'm pretty sure Power of Love and To Be Back in Time, those are original. So a couple of them are.
I don't know. Morty's kind of dumb, and
Well,
because
that's
Rick
the
isn't
point.
there the whole time, it's like it's kind of it's hard to suspend the disbelief.
Yeah, he's fairly dumb, but still the best movie of all time. And that's not an opinion; that's a fact.
I'd give it like an 8 or 9. Yeah, it's not
I
as
think
good
it
as the
still
third
holds
one.
up pretty well. I like it. I like the humor and the jokes. Especially when he goes back in time with his radiation suit and then the redneck tries to shoot him cause he's a space alien. Then he makes his dad think he's a space alien and force him to go to the dance. Good writing. I like it a lot.
Yeah, although one slight issue I have with this movies from this age is way too much foreshadowing. It's like every single thing that is
XD.
shown in the movie will be of significance later down the line. And I think Back to the Future 2 is a lot more what's the word? Guilty of that though than the first one. So I'm not gonna spoil anything, but like yeah, I think it's more guilty of that. I don't like that sort of over foreshadowing, and it happens a lot in these films. So maybe not a 10 if I'm being completely honest, but 9. Like I genuinely love this movie, but I'm
Why
completely
not?
biased.
The same movie tier list. Spoil away. XD.
But like I'm a little biased because I watched this movie when I was growing up, and I was like, "Oh, Johnny Be Good! I love this song," and I essentially fell in love with the soundtrack of the movie. Honestly,
That's kind of gay. It's just
not so much
notes.
as you though.
No gays allowed.
Okay, Mister
Except
Pope.
me.
Oh, okay. Well, I am no longer homo then.
So we settled at a 7.
Yeah, sure. Let's go for a 9.
I'm pretty sure you voted 7.
Yeah, I voted 9. Yeah, Zeiss knows. No, honestly, if I have to be more honest, it's between 8 and 9. Like, if I was to recommend a movie, I'd recommend Rango more. I'd recommend Joker more. I'd recommend Silence of the Lambs more.
I'd rewatch it more often than Groundhog Day.
Okay. Yeah, sure. I mean, I have rewatched it more than I have rewatched Groundhog Day. But you can within a tier, you can still have nuances. So it's between 8 or 9. Up to you guys. I wouldn't mind putting it at 9 though. Okay, so 8 it is. I mean, and you guys aren't saying anything, so. Bad. Small budget. Mediocre acting.
Paladin, what's this movie about?
It's about zombies.
No. It's about a virus.
It's about Corona-chan.
Except it's not.
It comes from monkeys. From a wet market. It's basically Corona.
Basically.
We're monkeys.
Oh, League players.
It's about soldiers who want to rape monkey ass.
Also.
Oh, that did happen, didn't it?
Oh, oops. Whoopsie.
Well, it's been 28 days, so clearly they needed some.
Yeah, 28 whole days, dude. Poor guys. No,
Why do you gays always like rape and lolly?
Honestly, this movie was
Well, the
not
rapists
good.
died in this movie, though. What are you talking about?
Like, the writing was...
Well, this is an English film, so...
Is it the one where there was with the doors with "Don't open dead inside" or "Don't dead open inside"?
What?
No
Is the
law.
one? No? Okay. Oh no, that's the
That's from Walking Dead.
Okay, never mind. Well, that just goes to show how
Lono.
how well inspired this is, or how well inspired The Walking Dead is, because these felt, oh, there's a hospital scene. Oh. Anyway, I don't know. Honestly, I felt like, I mean, there were some cute moments, but and also I actually didn't. One thing I did like about this movie is how it wasn't afraid at times of being, I want to say, of being honest. If that makes sense, like the whole rape thing was rough, and but at the same time, it's kind of, yeah, that's actually what would happen.
Also,
But it was,
Paladin picked this cause he wanted to see Jonathan Crane's dick.
oh yeah, but no, honestly,
No, I picked this because I was trying to make a Corona meme. When did we watch
honestly,
this
not a good
movie?
movie. Like, I don't know what to say. The acting wasn't that good. The writing was, honestly, the writing was bad. Like, there are so many things in this movie where I'm like, what the fuck do you mean? Why? Why is this character doing that particular thing right now? It literally doesn't make sense.
The only dumb thing is when the dad gets blood in his eye. That's the only thing that doesn't make sense.
No,
What else doesn't
no,
make
it's
sense?
one of
Everything
many.
else was pretty logical.
No.
This
Okay.
feels like a
When they're in
slightly
the
above average high schooler wrote
the
it.
two girls are, when the guy, the hero, he's supposedly dead, and the two girls are, they have to get changed. They're forced into getting changed. And the girl, she kisses one of the soldiers or whatever, right? Like, she throws herself at him, kisses him on the lips, and then is like, "Yo, go wait for us outside, please." And they're like, "Oh, okay." Fucking simps. No, a real person wouldn't do that. A real person would use half the brain they have and think, "No, I'm not. I have two reasons not to leave you alone. The first one is I want to watch you undress. The second one is I'm not stupid. I know you're
Maybe
trying
they
to."
thought they were gonna get a turn, so they were being
But I mean,
respectful.
they're gonna rape them anyways. What? You don't need consent. I don't know. Fucking Sims. That didn't make sense.
Just because it's something you wouldn't do doesn't mean it's not something that was realistic.
It didn't make sense. Also, when the girl gets, I don't know, drugged, I guess, the little girl, it's like, I don't know. She's. I don't understand why they made her say such nihilistic shit. Like, sure, like it makes sense, but how does it help at all with the story? It's like watching me. It's like having a scene where someone takes a poop. It's like, okay, I guess. Why are you putting this in the movie? And also
The
at the
other bad
very
thing
end,
that
at the very end, how they make a big, so they use a lot of fabric, including like the very special dress the girl had. They use all of that to make a big hello. Fucking retards just make hi or help, not hello, which is 5 fucking letters, and waste a perfectly fine
XD.
dress on that. Fucking idiots. I can't be the only one who thought of that. Why would you spend so much time and effort in doing something so counterproductive?
The other bad thing that happened was when they were driving through a city and then they entered a supermarket that hasn't been looted at all, and the lights are still on, and the fridges are still working and the eggs are still good to eat. This feels like a slightly above average high schooler wrote it.
No, it's just
The backup generators, come on. It's only 30 days. Those things wouldn't have died yet.
Tell me more about it.
And no one looted it.
Everyone was dead. You can't lose something if there's no looters.
While the rest of the city is gone to shit.
Hey, look, I didn't make the movie. I only watched it.
There's dead cars outside and shit.
Maybe that was the last store on the block and everyone...
Where did the drivers go?
They got their fill before they got there. They just wanted to have a scene where they ran through the supermarket, getting everything they wanted.
Yeah, every single Brit.
Also, I have
Just
a question
missed out
about
on that store.
I have a question about the poster here. Have we in the movie? Has there been any emphasis on the zombies' eyes at any point? Because I'm pretty sure we've seen some of them, but they weren't like weird. I don't know, like I don't know how you describe them, but they weren't like that. They were just regular eyes, but red.
Yeah, the red rage thingy.
Right? They weren't like that. So why even put an emphasis on this if you're not even going to put that in the movie?
It was in the movie.
No, these eyes were not in the movie. This is not the Lord of the Rings, and even then, it's only one eye.
They literally were, though.
They literally weren't, though.
Hold on.
I'm holding.
Well, these eyes are two-dimensional. The ones in the movie are three-dimensional.
No, actually, it's on a flat screen, so
Ooh.
it's still two-dimensional. It's still two-dimensional, Zeiss. Fucking boomer. Cringe.
Well, the movie is recorded on a potato, so you can't really tell.
Oh, yes, of course. You know,
XD.
we actually had a shot very up close of one of the zombies, the black guy in the backyard or whatever, who was chained. He didn't have eyes like that.
Yes,
They
he
were just
did.
no, he didn't. They were just red eyes.
The black slave zombie.
You see the yellow? It's there.
No, I'm sorry, no. And the little lines that do make like sun rays or whatever, they weren't there.
I think you have bad memory.
I think you have Down syndrome. And I love the subtitle. Danny Boyle reinvents the zombie horror film, and it's scary as hell. Ooh, so spooky. Yeah, no, it's not scary. It's kind of sad.
Well, I know a good way you guys can confirm. Just rewatch it. Ooh.
No thanks.
Oh, what the heck? Is a little radioactive
X3.
sign in their pupils too? Do you see that?
Anyways, this is a 3. Nah, maybe not a 3. 3 or 4.
That's pretty generous. A 4.
Yeah, I think it's generous. But this is 8 times.
It's at least like a 7.
Oh, so 2. Okay.
It's not even scary. Sleeps.
Yeah. And I'm easily spooked, but this was just it was less about the zombies and more about the rape, honestly. And at the end, the guy just goes on full Rambo mode.
I say at most 3.
Yeah, I agree. 3 at most. It's just not good. It wasn't. It wasn't as bad as Waterworld though. Like Waterworld was legit boring. This was just all the no, never mind. It was okay. 2. It's a
Closing
2.
thoughts, Paladin.
Yeah, let's put a 3.
Sure, 3 is fine. Goodfellas. So I'm not a big fan of gangster movies in general. This one was not bad. I didn't dislike it. Mm,
Wise guy.
yeah. What I did like is how they repictured that idea that how do I put it? That in the end you can't trust anyone and you're left alone, right? I really like that.
What do you mean? They were gonna kill him?
Exactly. That's exactly what I'm referring to. You can't trust anyone. That's exactly what I mean.
If they just trusted him to keep his mouth shut, he wouldn't have said anything.
Anyway,
This really happened.
um,
What are you talking about?
I mean, at the end, you whatever, dude. Calling me smooth brain. Um,
Someone
I don't know.
recommended it to me. It felt slower
Yeah,
than I was expecting, but it's overall super good following the protagonist's life from beginning to end.
that's true. That's true. I did like the evolution of the character. I did like seeing, like, there were definitely a few scenes where I really felt I was getting to understand that character a lot better. There was a lot of character development, which was really nice. Like in particular, when he has this domestic episode with his wife. Well, there weren't just one, but like it was interesting, and how his wife eventually becomes the very thing she found so disgusting. You know, she was with hanging out with the wives of other gangsters, and it's like she didn't like them. They but eventually she pretty much became like that. I don't know what to say. 6, 7, something like that. Like you said, a little slow. A
I
lot of
think it
movies
need more titties.
needed more titties.
I
Didn't
always
have
wanted to be
some
a
titties
gangster.
though. It had some adultery, but it didn't have titties.
There wasn't any.
Oh, okay. I'm thinking, yeah, 6 or 7. I think.
It was probably more exciting in real life.
Well, real life goes very slowly, so it would have the real life pacing would have probably been a lot slower.
I'd say 6. I'd enjoy watching Spider-Man and Pan's Labyrinth more.
Sure, I think I agree with that. Any closing thoughts, Paladin?
I can't think of anything.
Okay then. Now, Akira. That's a movie I picked because I thought it was a must watch. And I think it tried it's a movie from it's an anime movie.
And it has teenager titties. Fucking pervert.
It did have teenager titties.
So that's why you picked it.
Exactly, that's the sole reason. No, none other than that. I won't lie, this movie had me a little fucked up for a couple of days. Like the imagery in it is very I wouldn't go as far as saying it's disturbing. I've seen worse shit, but it grabs you, right? It's not an easy watch. But I think it was hard to watch without necessarily being extremely deep. I think it was trying to reach. So again, I usually for this kind of movie, I like to take Eva Neon Genesis Evangelion as a reference because it's
We
anime from that era that tries to be to have a really deep philosophical or even spiritual message and tries to be something really deep. I feel like this tried to surf on that wave, but didn't succeed quite as well. Still a good movie. I think I don't know how to explain it. To me, it's like the imagery without the depth to really give it substance. It's the imagery without the substance. That's how it feels to me. Like there wasn't enough plot. Though there was, I mean, it's not like there wasn't any plot, but I feel like this kind of movie, I don't know, either you make it longer to add more interesting things in it, because I feel like the plot should have been thickened a little bit, or you do like NGE, and you just make it a fucking series. But not bad. I think I'd recommend it. Then again, like you say, Zais, I'm a fucking weeb. 7 or 8 in my book. Between 6 and 8. Let's say that. Between 6 and 8.
I definitely understand why you're getting it. It felt like there were some missing strings between the middle and the end.
Yeah. Right. It's like, though the big reveal, and I'm not gonna spoil anything, but the big reveal definitely had me
Like they could flesh things out a bit more.
Yeah, absolutely. Like it was supposed to build up to some big secret mystery, and in the end, it's like, that's just weird. It's not a big secret mystery. It's like magic. Magic is not big secret mystery. It's just magic. Like there wasn't enough build up on how we got there. There wasn't enough backstory, if that makes sense, on the plot. But still a good movie.
Why spoil? The spoiler territory video.
Sure, we can do spoilers if you want. I'm thinking at least a 6. There's no way we go below 6. And I'd be okay with 7 or 8. 9 would be really surprising. I don't think you guys will rate it a 9. I'm expecting you guys to rate it. I'm expecting you guys to rate it a 6, maybe a 7. And I'm expecting Pally. I don't know actually, Pally. You tell us.
This was a good movie. I would give it a 6.
You fucking. Okay, so now your real rating.
X3.
Were we supposed to have a fake rating?
I mean, you tell me. You keep telling. Whenever I give my rating, you're like, "Oh yeah, this is a 9."
I don't think. When have I done that?
For Star Wars.
I like this movie. I was kind of annoying how Akira was just like some cells in a tube. That was kind of annoying.
Actually, that got me fucked up, dude. It's like oh wow, I still didn't get over that. They fucking murdered a child while researching it. Fuck, man. That's rough.
Just don't have special powers. It's not that hard.
Oof. Sweeny Todd.
Oh, another opera that Amuda doesn't like.
Okay. So at first, I did not like it. I was not into it at all. And then It was kind of okay. I really struggled to get into it.
The
Like-
only words I heard in this movie were pies and London.
Yes, I really struggled to understand what they were singing too.
I didn't
English-
understand anything else.
Yeah, the English is not that good.
I feel like it was really slow too. I feel like it could have been 30% shorter on runtime.
What do you mean? It was fast.
I don't know. It was fast, but full of. Okay, here's the way I see it. It was the pacing was really weird because it was in spikes. Like you'd have a song and then turn the page, right? Big spike, and then a song, so it slows down, and then a spike between songs, and then a song, and so it slows down. So either make the songs shorter or make the plot advance during the songs.
30
Because
minutes of
every time there
content
was a
stretched
song,
out
I
to
was-
2 hours to put in all the singing.
Yeah, exactly. It felt more like, oh, we have to put a song every single time. Otherwise, yeah, it's not an opera. Like, bitch, you don't have to. Or if you are going to do that, you can make the plot actually develop during a song. Some songs were way too long. Like a song should be these songs should be there to allow the viewer to get an idea of how the characters are evolving, or like it's like understanding their state of minds, and it did that pretty well, I'd say. But more often than not, it just was too slow. It's like, okay, I get it now. Thanks, I get it. I get it. I get it. And the song keeps going. And it did that way too much.
Why
But
is
I
this
guess it's-
rated R even? There's no titties. My disappointment is immeasurable and my day is ruined.
Well, I mean, there are some meat pies.
I like the one time where the mirror was broken and Johnny Depp's face looked retarded. That was the best part.
Oh, yeah, that's when we paused, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, one of these faces.
that was funny. So this movie, it's not bad, but like, I wouldn't rate it very high. Not higher than a 6. I mean, 6, anything above 6 and you're out of your mind is what I mean.
That's like a 4 to me.
4, yeah. Sure. I agree with 4. Moving on. Yes. Who framed Roger Rabbit? The rabbit named Roger. That movie didn't have titties though, but it had some pretty good cartoons, sexy cartoons. So I guess that's like the ancestor of hentai.
I picked this movie because I was horny and I wanted to see Jessica Rabbit cause she's the one who made me realize I like women, and titties, and butts, and hentai.
Nice. I mean,
Ooh woo.
I'm pretty sure even if you're gay, even if you like men, you can only appreciate Jessica Rabbit. Unless you're a feminist who doesn't appreciate anything and consider that to be body shaming or whatever the fuck. But this movie was funny. Was actually I surprised myself and actually chuckled a few times. This was I didn't remember this movie being funny, but it was actually funny.
Sure,
So
but I really like boobs and butts and stuff. Like, really like them.
I mean, sure. So rated B for boobs?
It's
I
rated
remember
BB for boobs and butts.
Oh, okay. So I remember when I was watching this as a kid, I didn't really understand the plot. Honestly, I didn't really understand the plot. Like the plot and rewatching it now, it's like, yeah, the plot isn't very good. Like it's actually not that good.
I need to
But
find some more Jessica Rabbit hentai. I should get on that later today.
yeah, exactly. That's you don't watch this movie for the plot. You watch it. The animation's actually like it's actually really good, which is really nice. Like I think it's kind of strange when you pay attention to the way the actors play around the cartoon characters because it like you can tell, oh, like just remove the cartoon from the scene and it's kind of funny. But I don't know what to say. It's not a like I don't think it's it is groundbreaking. Definitely I didn't like the way I don't know how to explain this, but like narration was not great. It was kind of like I don't know. I felt like this movie didn't have a plot, though it did, but it spent more time focusing on the cartoons than focusing on the fucking plot. So I actually remember really struggling as a kid to follow the plot, and now as an adult, I'm rewatching it. Yeah, I see why now. I struggled with that. Um, it's a good movie, sure. It's definitely above average. I'd be glad giving it 6, 7, maybe even 8.
Maybe you just had a small brain as a kid.
Why would you limit that to as a kid? Anyway, I'm thinking, yeah, something like between a 6 and an 8. So if I had to pick, it would be a 7 because it's a good movie, like actually good.
I mean, you still do now. I was just making a historical statement.
Okay, okay, fair, fair. So what are you guys thinking?
This is a 6.
Huh? Okay.
I mean, it's really just the story of a man, a woman, and a rabbit, and a big triangle of trouble.
The triangle of something else, though. I mean, he did take pictures of her, right?
They're just playing patty cake.
What do you mean just?
Needed
Ever
more
played patty
jiggling
cake?
titties. And also I need to buy some Jessica Rabbit posters from Sakimi-chan.
Oh yeah, right. She did make Jessica Rabbit. He did draw her. That's nice. Um, but I mean, sure, 6 is. I'm okay with 6. I would tend more towards 7. What do you think, Zai?
I wonder if Jessica Rabbit is going to be in my Yuri book.
Well, hopefully. Isn't that thing like $200?
Yeah.
Priorities, priorities. Very important stuff there. Supporting creators, of course.
Well, when the world blows up, you still have a book.
Mm-hmm. And I
Guys,
have my copy
I
of the
gotta use my
It's more,
PP, or else I'll
dude,
lose its function.
dude, it's more expensive than my Babadook book.
Did you even get that book yet?
Yes, I did.
Talk
I
about
X3.
wanted
that.
to post pictures, but my phone is retarded and won't actually upload them to Discord. But I have the pictures.
Was it worth however much you spent? Like
About
$80 or
about
whatever?
100 euros. Was it
100
worth it?
euros?
Well, I
That's
mean, I got
expensive.
it, so yeah. I don't regret buying it if that's the question you're asking.
Did it smell like wildfire?
Nope. It
Well,
smells
post
like
a picture. We need
maybe.
to have an update on that story from like a year ago.
Oh, and you also need an update on the PC that, according to Zeiss, I actually never built, but is actually serving as the Minecraft and other things server.
I don't know
But
what
I
you're
totally
talking
never
about.
built it, right?
Well, I don't know what you're talking about, so you probably didn't build it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. So I'm gravitating towards 7. What do you think, Zeiss?
Shoe on head are pre-recorded.
And 7 it is. Oof. This movie was not good.
Feet.
When did we watch this movie?
Because I was looking for a Tarantino movie that I hadn't seen, and I was like, okay, this is one of them. and it's not a good movie.
Oh, it's this one
Yeah, it's the one that is this.
with the spy.
What? No, it's the one with the car.
Oh, this one.
With the girl that loses her leg.
XD.
Yeah, and the following week we watched was it Jackie Brown? Anyway.
Yeah, Jackie Brown.
um this movie was not good. Like,
I like the last chase scene. That was pretty good.
was too slow. The movie overall was just too slow. Such a big build up.
And the ending was just abrupt.
Yes, also, but I guess that's just a Tarantino thing. But I guess that's no excuse either. Yeah, it felt anticlimactic. It's like, oh, I guess the dude's dead now. Okay. I mean, thank God he is because he had it coming, but whatever. This movie, I feel like, has no structure. It's kind of weird.
Yeah, you're right. It's a 4.
Yeah, I agree with 4. I would say more like 5 or 6, but 4 is okay too. I'd say it's a 5. Not that terrible, but it's not great.
It was kind of boring.
Yeah, it was. Like, legitimately, for a few scenes, I was like, okay, they're talking. I'm just gonna go grab snacks. I'm not gonna pause. And then I came back and they're still talking about irrelevant shit.
Too much time spent listening to women talking. I mean, when had
Yes!
women ever contributed anything full? I think it was meant to make the audience hate the women, and then cheer for their deaths. But it was overall pretty boring.
Okay. Yeah, 4 seems fine. 4 or 5. 4. Yeah, 4. It was a 4. Maybe even a 3.
I'm thinking 3.
Oh shit! Do we? I have to do the tiebreaker. Well, the tiebreaker is simple. Oh, okay. 3. It's a 3. Because we need more 3s, and because I still think some of the 4s were better. I don't remember this, so you'll have to rate it without me. I mean, I remember watching it as a kid, but I don't remember what was in the movie when I watched it as a kid.
You just don't
Sleeps.
appreciate classical music.
Excuse me? Do you know who you're talking to? You're talking to the man who plays classical music on his stream.
He hates Mozart.
Yeah, that's true though. I don't like Mozart at all. It's overly faggy. Which makes sense, but still.
Mozart was the Michael Jackson of his time.
Except that he wasn't, but sure.
Robbed of his childhood, a musical genius.
Tell me more.
He's just jealous cause Mozart is a great composer but he's not French.
Oh yeah, I'm obviously envious.
I don't think French and great
Of
composer
someone
go in the
who's
same
dead.
sentence together.
Diva Gremlin.
What did you guys think of this movie? Because obviously I can't have an opinion.
I liked it.
It had titties, so 10 out of 10.
Ah. Oh, I might watch it then.
Yeah, you'd like it.
I'd give it like a 5 or a 6.
Good movie. 5 out of 10.
It's got titties under force.
You know, Zeiss, you should make a separate tier list with only 2 tiers. Has titties and does not have titties.
I like to think that Salieri would call me a creature or a monster like he did for Mozart. He'd think I'm a lewd creature for some reason. Who knows why he'd think that?
So, what'll it be?
Like a 6.
I think they could cut out like a decent portion of the middle part of the ending. Felt like it was a bit too long there.
But Zai's titties.
More though.
All right. Jackie Brown, the better Tarantino movie, where this I mean, there's no titties to speak of exactly, but there's some fucking quick fuck. Sure. Good movie. Was okay, hold on, let me think.
3 minutes to be precise.
Yes, it was 3 minutes. What a fact. I don't know. I liked that. What's his name again? Like who the actor playing Beaumont? Beaumont. What's it? What's the name of the actor again? The one from Rush Hour.
Oh. Yeah, though
Eddie
his death
Murphy.
was sad.
No, fuck's sake. Okay, whatever.
X3.
He gets fucking murdered. That's nice.
He's
He's
not even on
annoying.
the cover.
Yeah, because
Chris
he
Tucker.
lasts 3 minutes in the movie.
Never get into the trunk.
I don't know. A lot of Tarantino movies are very hit or miss. This didn't feel like a complete miss, but it wasn't a hit. Like,
I mean, it's only about $500,000. That's not that much.
it's not about that. I don't know.
Imagine the stakes only being $500,000.
Yeah, dude. What are we doing? Small players? Pathetic.
At least the Laftasa heist was like $3 million.
The good thing about this movie is when Murray gunned down that dumb bitch. You get what you fucking deserve.
yes,
Who even wants to
yeah,
hang out with this bitch? Sleeps. All she does is get
yes.
high and live to just get high again.
Oh fuck yes. Fuck yeah, Louis. Get blown the fuck up.
I mean, he did tell her to say another word.
Yeah, he did. You know, bitches don't know when to shut the fuck up. Well, that was really nice. I don't know.
Dumb bitch gotta learn her place.
I really like the fuck, dude. Characters. I don't remember their names.
Just describe them.
The guy.
Samuel L. Jackson?
No, the white guy. The one that helps Jackie.
The guy from Breaking Bad.
Yes, him. So I actually really liked his character.
Columbo?
Yes. So I really
He
liked
reminded
his
me of
character.
Columbo.
So I believed his character. His acting was really good. I felt like
He got the hots
role
for the big black booty.
I feel like the role suited him really well.
Kind of felt
And the
like it was a
character,
phoned in. He was just there.
I don't agree at all. I actually don't agree. I think he was kind of just there, but at the same time, his presence was very meaningful and actually important. Like he's like a normal guy, normal kind of guy, getting willingly tangled up in some dangerous business.
You don't got a choice when it's a big black booty.
That too. Actually, you do. But sure. I don't know. It was enjoyable. Definitely not a Tarantino masterpiece, but decent movie. I think I'd give it like a 6 or 7.
Take a 5.
5.
Yeah, it's like a 5.
Okay. I'd be okay with a 5. I'd be okay with a 5.
Yeah, it's kind of forgettable.
Yeah, agreed. But I mean, a lot of 6s are also forgettable. Kind of. 5 is good.
I don't know. When I look at a 6, it's like, oh, that's what that happened. I remember everything. You know, after a couple seconds. A 5, you look at it, it's like, oh, hold on a second. What happened there? You gotta kind of go through it.
Okay. Rocky.
He lost, so I mean, it's kind of like a 1 out of 5. He can't even win. What's even the point of the movie?
I actually
No titties. 0 out of 10.
Well, his GF has respect for herself. She's not just gonna flaunt it.
So,
She's a respectable woman.
bitch gotta learn her place.
one thing I don't understand is how this movie eventually became like a pop culture icon. Because like, sure, it's not bad, but it's not an amazing movie.
It was because the Italian mob.
I don't know if you're
The ones
trolling me.
that spread.
I actually don't know if you're serious right now. That's the amount of trust I have in you.
Yeah, the mob needed good press, so they tried to get every good Italian they could.
You just have to watch the rest of the movies.
Yeah, maybe.
It's like Indiana Jones. It's the same thing over and over again, and people like it.
Yes, that's how I feel about it. It actually left me kind of the same taste as the Indiana Jones, where yes, this was enjoyable. This was an enjoyable story. Did I get a lot from it? I mean, not really. Aside that, it's always fight your 1 in a million shot, and okay, sure. Like the final fight was actually really, it was really hype. I was actually really hyped during it. So like, hell yeah, you go all in, you barely lose, stood your ground. That was a really good match, honestly. It was enjoyable to watch. Kind of, and the character itself was also interesting. Very apathetic, like at the start, very apathetic, very kind of stuck in a unhealthy routine, a shitty neighborhood, like just shitty life, really. And then you get your shot, but it wasn't very subtle about it either. And at the
Just
end,
like every New Yorker.
yeah, yeah, I felt like you would relate to this. Um, I don't know. Movie was okay. I don't know that I recommend it. It's a good movie to watch, though. It actually has some interesting character development, which actually surprised me. Like the characters have some character, which was nice.
But this was in Philadelphia. Why they no drop by Patty's Pub and say hello? So mystere.
Maybe it was before it was open.
So,
Well, you can't drop by.
just time travel.
Oh, and also, no. Remember, Patty's Pub is the oldest pub in Philadelphia.
Like you assholes do in Animal Crossing.
What do you mean? I never did that. I'm thinking.
Thoughts, Paladin?
I really liked that. Which movie are we talking about?
Yes.
Oh yeah, Rocky. I like the jokes. How like he just kept telling the jokes, and it's kind of inspiring that if you just keep putting a little bit of effort in every day, it adds up to success.
XD.
I think 6.
So with that kind of message at the core of the movie, I'd have to give it at least like a 5 or a 6.
Because of the jokes?
Well, because of the message. Did I cut out? I could say it again.
No. Didn't cut out. But because of the jokes.
Well,
It's
yes.
literally what you said.
Well, I said
You liked the
yes.
joke. That's what you said.
That's not what I said. That's part
You
of what
said
I
you
said.
laughed to the joke and you found them funny, and that's why you want to give this a 6.
I don't think I ever said laugh or funny.
I'm pretty sure that's what you said.
We'll have to double check that, but I'm pretty sure I did
Okay.
not say either of those words.
Yeah, 6. Overrated trash.
You said you cried, so that's a 10, isn't it?
Okay, I did, but it was so cheesy. Come on. It's not hard to get a tear out of me.
No titties though.
Also, and I overrated. I mean, I didn't get into it. I actually just didn't get into it much. Yes, I
It's
cried
okay,
at
I
the
cry
end.
too.
Yes, I cried at the end, but like I was bored. Some scenes were really powerful though, but overall, if you offered me to rewatch it, I'd rather do something else than rewatching it.
Let's give it a 7.
Yeah, sure. Let's go for a 3. No, honestly, I don't know. 5, 6, something like that. 5. I'd give it a 5. Forgettable.
You really don't.
It's on the stair.
It's forgettable. This.
Yes. I feel like this movie is forgettable.
Well, if
Unlike
you forget
you
your
guys,
history,
I'm not obsessed with World War II and Nazis and fighting and stuff like that.
Look
If
at
you
this
forget-
fucking anti-American asshole.
Forget your history, you're doomed to repeat it, as they do say sometimes.
This story is fiction though, isn't it?
There are
So it's
fictional
not
elements
history.
of the story.
It's literally not history. So shut the fuck up.
The real reason he hates this movie is because he's a Nazi and he hates to see his side lose.
Yes, that can only be it.
I didn't think you were really a Nazi.
For the same reason that the reason Paladin liked Rocky. Wait. Wait, no, that doesn't add up. I was about to say that he's racist.
You don't have
but
any good
XD.
points.
I'm actually
Keep trying.
wrong. So the only reason you wouldn't like Rocky is because you're racist and you don't like to see a black man win.
What?
Anyway.
He won though.
Yeah, exactly. That's Pally. That's literally what I said. The only reason you would not like Rocky is because you don't like to see a black man win. Because you're racist. Anyway, overrated trash. Not trash. Overrated still. Mediocre. No, forgettable. It's not mediocre, it's forgettable. I mean, obviously the acting was amazing. And the writing was, I guess, good. It's just not my kind of film. It really just isn't.
What is your kind of film?
Yes.
Porn.
I don't know, John Malkovich.
While you rate it, Paladin.
One.
I don't remember. I think
Movies
didn't I
with
say
good
7?
soundtrack. That's my kind of movie. But
I'd
like
give
stuff
it like
about
a 7.
stuff about war is like, I mean, I don't get into it. It doesn't mean much to me.
You do live a very privileged life, if that's what.
Yes, I'm actually aware of that. But what do you want me to do about it? You want me to go out there and fight in a war? Isn't it precisely to avoid that people died in a war to stop it?
It would be
Am
nice.
I not literally the fruit of the people that precisely died for me? Isn't that exactly what they were fighting for? Because that's how it sounds to me.
But then you spit on their grave.
I'm not spitting on everyone's grave.
Look
on
at this
anyone's
Nazi
grave.
giving all his
I'm
excuses
saying,
to avoid
thank you for
dying.
your service, and I'm gonna move on with my life. What else do you want me to do?
Not spit on the grave.
I'm not spitting on anyone's grave. Just
Is that
because
so
I'm
hard to ask?
not crying on your grave and spitting on your grave are not the same thing.
Dang, another lowly movie
Oh,
picked
it's
by
the
Budo.
Ben Shapiro cousin movie.
The Jews are in control of everything.
Yes, they are. They sure are. Actually, she hates
They're all
Shapiro.
movie stars. Well, I don't know.
Well, this movie has Danny DeVito, so it's a good movie. I actually really like this movie. I think I cried too.
Yeah, you're a little wussy. You cried everything.
No, I am emotional. I
Wait,
get
why do I see
passionate.
Michael J. Fox there? Didn't we already read his movie?
Wait. What?
No, Matilda was a good movie. Everyone should watch Matilda. It's like at least an 8.
Oh wow. I mean, sure, it's a good movie. I agree. 8? Okay. Okay. I don't disagree with that.
I need to get myself a wife who lives in the forest. Like whatever her face is, Miss Flower, whatever. What's her name?
Miss Honey.
Miss Honey. Same difference.
Sure. 8 seems fine to me.
No wonder Dee and Denise turned out to be such awful kids. Imagine being raised like this. I guess after Frank Reynolds runs from the police, he moves to Philadelphia and then adopts Dee and tells her she's Denise's twin. I guess he was right too. Their mother is a dirty whore.
I think you're mixing. He's an actor. Right? He plays multiple characters. Because then before that, he was in a mental asylum. Well, I
And
guess
he
that
escaped
does add
that
up.
too.
Actually, he was there voluntarily. He didn't have to escape. He just left.
Then he went to go rip people off with used cars.
Mm-hmm.
So what you guys say?
Good cars, Dad. They don't just have good cars.
I think it's a 7.
Okay, I agree with 7. It's a good movie.
How many of these movies have little girls in it that Budo picked? Like 6?
The next
7?
one. I mean, the next one also has a Matilda in it.
Where the French actor has a good French accent.
Yeah, I love that he's supposed to be Italian, but actually it's just French accents.
Some Americans can't tell the difference.
Yes, exactly. Okay, let me tell you something funny. So you know how every single time that there is like for instance, in The Little Mermaid, there is this chef, this French chef. French chef. Well, in the French version, he's an Italian chef. Like every single time there is a French chef in an American production, when it's translated into French, he becomes Italian every single time. So I guess this makes sense.
Because they don't want to show how retarded they are on French.
Well, it's not that so much. I guess there might be a little bit of that, but I guess also it just doesn't translate well. Like it's as if in a movie you had an American character that's like super fat and obese, and then you port that to the US and it works still, but it's kind of an insult and it kind of doesn't make as much sense.
Why they no
Don't
make him an American? So Mr.
Anyway, I
'Cause
love
he had
this
to be
movie.
part of the mafia.
I actually really, really like this movie. I think the pacing is good. I think it's super weird, and I like weird movies. And
So
not
why'd you
super
pick
weird.
this lolly movie with the French guy who likes little girls?
Well, obviously because of the lollies. I mean, no other reason,
Well, I don't think it's
really.
confirmed that he likes little girls. He clearly
At the
never
end, he
grew
says
up.
he wants to take roots. So, I mean, I'm not saying, but I'm just saying.
Why
You
else
know?
would Emoto pick this movie? 'Cause he relates
Yeah.
to it.
Yes, because I am an Italian hitman.
I'd give it like a 7.
Would you prefer to be
Uh,
Italian or French?
It's
Imagine
a
being
7 or 8.
European.
Yes, exactly. Americans don't know any better. The Americans. I think, yeah, 7 or 8.
Maybe this entire movie happened in Commissioner Gordon's head when Bane knocked him out once in The Dark Knight Rises. He's wondering how he would've turned out if he had become a criminal instead of an officer.
And so he becomes a pedophile. I mean, a pedestrian. Is that what you're saying?
No, he's a drug addict who kills peoples.
Okay. Let's see. I'm thinking 8. I'd give it an 8. Uh, wait, where's Back to the Future 2?
We don't watch that garbage movie.
Rope, I didn't get it the poster. XD.
Yeah, well, get it, because Back to the Future
Well
2.
discussed too while I get it.
So Back to the Future 2. Back to the Future 1 has more charm, and Back to the Future 2 is better, though it has less charm. Like Back to the Future 1 has the amazing soundtrack in particular, and it sets the theme, and it's cult. It's a cult movie. It's a great movie. Back to the Future 2 has actually really good plot in my mind. Like actually really good plot. Um it's got, let me think. A lot of things don't make sense in it, but I mean it's Back to the Future.
Because that main character's retarded.
And there's all the memes of it being the future 2015, you know? So that's funny too. Um I personally, so when we watch Back to the Future with my family, we watch the first one because we love it. We watch the second one because most of the time we agree second one is actually better than the first. And then we skip the third because I've watched it like 2 times and every time it's like, why? I'm bored. Though maybe I would enjoy it more now that I'm into cowboys and shit, but I guess we'll never know. But yeah, the second one is really good. I'd put it up there with the
Say
first.
you're into cowboys, but then you skip the cowboy movie.
Yes. Yeehaw, chuckle fuck. Uh
He's
Personally, I
only
like this.
pretending he's into cowboys.
Wait,
I
what's the cover for the Back to the Future one?
It's just Marty.
Kind of dumb.
No, you're kind of dumb. It actually makes sense. It actually makes so much sense. The
It's just
first one he's alone, the second one it's 2 of them, the third one is 3 of them.
it's kind of dumb. They really couldn't think of anything else.
I mean, you have a good theme there.
Hey, it worked the first time. Let's just do it again. Hey, it
No,
worked the
no,
second
no,
time.
no,
Let's just
no.
do it
That's not
again.
how it works. You fucking baboon. They shot all 3 in one go, dude.
No, they didn't.
It's not like, oh, the first one worked well. Let's make a second one. No, they filmed all 3 at the same time before releasing any of them. Actually, well, I don't know about that, but all
No, they
3 were
didn't.
planned. All 3 were planned from the start. And by the way, interesting thing, so in Roger Rabbit, the big villain is the same actor that plays Doc. And so the funny story my sister told me is Roger Rabbit was actually, I believe it was shot between Back to the Future 1 and 2. And so in Back to the Future 2, in the vintage shop, I believe there is a like a plushie of Roger Rabbit or something like that.
Looks like we gotta watch it again to find that Easter egg.
Exactly. Literally an Easter egg because it's a rabbit. Anyway, I really like the second one. Though, yeah, I really like the second one. I'd give it a 9 as well. Though the sound, now that I'm saying it,
They
first one
really
is
fucked up
amazing.
the future though. Where's my flying
think-
cars?
The reason I like the first one is the soundtrack, and that's why I gave it a 9. But the first one without the soundtrack, it's an 8. So I think I actually want to give this one an 8. But I want to emphasize it's just because of the soundtrack. The soundtrack for the second one is not as good because the soundtrack of the first one is just that amazing. But the second one is still a very good movie. What do you guys think?
I think this one was kind of boring.
Okay, I can actually sort of agree with that.
Why did he leave the car unlocked? Like, come on. In the future, they really thought crime was gonna just vanish.
Well, now that they get rid of the attorneys. And I guess there was a bit too many Deus Ex Machina. Like, I think at least I can think of at least 2 times with a big Deus Ex Machina.
Name one.
So the first time is on the when Biff and Marty are on the top of the building and Marty's getting chased down, and he jumps. Deus Ex Machina. Here's the fucking flying DeLorean. Nice, and he
How's that
doesn't
Deus
die.
Ex? Like that's literally like part of the plan, right?
It literally wasn't though, because at that point he's still kind of. Well, no, it wasn't part of the plan to escape through the roof.
Yeah, I don't know why he went to the roof as he was already going downstairs. Like those stairs were weird. Like they were like I don't understand the stairs.
Yeah, they were weird.
Like there were 2 sets of stairs going down and 2 sets of stairs going up,
Yeah,
but
it
they
was
left at
weird.
different places or something.
We'll have to have another look at it.
Yeah.
Dude, Zeiss is writing a fucking essay right now.
But they also fucked up the idea of time. If Biff is supposed to get huge winnings from a horse racing thingy-wingy, then that should derail all future games. What if someone who originally won that bet, in this alternate universe, lost all his money instead, and then he didn't keep betting? Or also your winnings might have affected other people's income, and then they wouldn't be able to afford to go to the stadium for future games, and that entangles and fucks up a lot of other people's choices.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. As you
Fake
bet,
news.
you might change some of the games. But I mean, he doesn't have to win every single time. He just has to win some of the time. And so
Well,
some of the games,
he was told to always bet on the winner, so that kind of screws it up.
I mean, it doesn't. Nah, okay, whatever. Yeah, it's kind of overly simplified. But I mean, Back to the Future idea of time is not great. There are plenty of paradoxes.
And it still fucks up things. What if some players get an injury, or die, or retire?
Yeah, obviously.
More fake news.
And I mean, how does the paper change, while it's in your hands? Why does it change slowly? Why not like immediately? And why now? Because if that was I mean, lots of things just don't make sense, right? But
And
it's
no
just for
titties. So what you vote?
I'll give it an 8. I really like it. But I agree, it's a little slower than the first one. Pace is not quite as good. But I still really like it.
Yeah, it's a 7.
God damn it. Okay, 7. Fine.
And
Wait, this
3.
one?
Why do you hate Cowboys Emoto?
That's a good question. I have to remember this movie now. Shit. I don't know. I remember it felt out of place. The time train felt so stupid. Like actually just retarded.
Should watched it with us when you had the chance.
Ooh, maybe. I think I'd give it a 6. It's it's not memorable. The one thing that I do like about this one specifically is how every movie, every single one revolves around the clock of the town hall. And this one is like, oh, here's the like it's kind of cheesy, it's not very hard, but it's kind of cute. I like the theme. I like the
Well,
how it
yeah, it's a
revolves.
movie about time. So mysterious.
Yes. Yes. I thought that was pretty clever. Like clearly it's not that clever. It's not that hard to come up with this. But it's pretty cool. I like it. It's
Wait,
good
the,
imagery.
the the clock had barely anything to do with the third one, though.
Yeah, I know. But even then, I like it.
You just
They
hate Clint Eastwood. That's why you hate this movie.
maybe because
Uh-huh.
everything takes place in the same town. The the
And
clock tower in the middle of the town is kind of relevant to all of them.
yeah. 6.
Yeah, it's a 7.
No. It's definitely not a 7. Ding dong. Your opinion is wrong.
Hey, why did the other one go into 8? That's not what I voted.
Oh, that sucks. What do you think, Zeiss? You're gonna have to break some ties there.
What's the last movie we watched? Did we watch one more?
Nope.
We watched something else, didn't we?
Nope.
You didn't watch it. Hold on.
No, we definitely didn't watch
If you
anything
find
else.
it, tell me.
How do you not remember?
Do you remember watching
I'm
something after this?
trying to remember. Hold on, it's here somewhere.
He's gonna come up with the most obscure thing. Oh, you know what Death Proof reminds me of? Another movie, a car movie also kind of called Christine, which is an adaptation from a Stephen King book. And I actually really like that movie, and it also has really good soundtrack. Bad to the bone. So I guess we can watch that too.
Oh no, we didn't watch anything else. That's the last thing I have.
Uh-huh. Yeah, that's what I thought.
That's not 20. 1, 2, 3, 6.
4, 8, 15. No, wait. 4, 8, 15. That's 21.
We can't count. Why are we at 21?
Because Back to the Future 2 was the 20th, and then you guys decided to finish the trilogy.
Oh, that's right. We wanted to actually finish the story, not just watch part of it.
Yeah.
Well, it looks like 8's getting kind of full, so we need to start a new list.
So do you guys want to move anything?
Yeah, let's move Back to the Future down, way down,
Yeah, let's put Star Wars at 2.
way down.
Yeah, I agree. Put Star Wars way down. The
Yeah.
bad movies deserve to be down there at the bottom,
Why are
sleeping
you
with the fishes.
why are you trying to copy me?
What? What's that? I'm not trying to copy you. I'm trying to pick good movies. What are you doing, Zeiss?
I like
I'm reorganizing.
No, I don't think so. Put that back up to 8.
8 was kind of cool.
Honestly,
Something's
7.
got to come
That's the
down.
start of the
Honestly,
tier list.
7 is understandable. I'll settle for a 7 for Back to the Future 2.
You know what? The first
Sure.
one's got to go down to 8 too. Like they're all within
Nope,
shooting range of
that's
each other.
not happening. That's just no way.
The first one
no
isn't
way.
that much better than the other two. Come on.
Are you kidding? The soundtrack, though.
You could literally just
I
turn on the
literally
radio.
said they're the same rating except for the soundtrack.
I don't think a couple songs are strong
All
enough
the
to
songs. Are you
move it up an
joking?
entire tier. They have similar songs in it.
No. Johnny Be Good.
They literally have
Earth
two of the same
Angel.
songs.
Power of Love. Back in Time. Those songs aren't in the second one.
Well, how about we put the music in the high tier and throw the movie away?
Actually, I do remember you're right with one thing, is the second one has the long version of Johnny Be Good, whereas the first one only has the short version. And the long version is actually really, 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 really good. So you're right. You're right. I actually want Back to the Future 2 back to 8. Thanks, Pally. You convinced me.
Can we move? You know,
So any other serious changes?
I think everything is right where it should be.
Why is Star Wars so high?
Yeah, it needs to go like down, but the opposite way.
Yeah, down to like. Wait. I think I liked Apostle more than Star Wars because at least Apostle was funny to watch, kind of.
We didn't even watch Star Wars. What are you talking about?
Yeah, exactly. I watched it one time and I didn't want to watch it another. It was so boring I couldn't stand it.
Imagine liking some of George Lucas' movies, but not the other one.
Oh yeah, imagine having taste.
Imagine liking the worst George Lucas movies.
Imagine being some kind of phony fanboy.
So are we good with these tiers, or are you faggots going to keep having your dick measuring contest for how retarded you are?
I don't know. I kind of like that movie where it's at.
Yeah, I like it too. That's fine. Damn, this tier list is getting thick. We're watching too many good movies. Quick, watch some bad ones. The Italian Stallion. Hey, it has some company now. Nice. Okay, this is looking good. I love that there is only one movie that's a 10. And honestly, I feel like if we were to re-rank it today, we'd give it a 9 because we don't want to give it a 10. Anyway.
So for my next movie I'm going to pick a hentai cause you guys are too pussy to do it.
Hell yeah. So what are we watching? Bible Black? Because if we do, I mean, I've already
You'll
seen
see.
it. Okay.
Any closing thoughts?
Well, I'm glad I have better taste than Pally. Can we veto all of Pally's movies because he picks like the worst ones?
I'm trying to make a balanced list here.
Yeah, I mean, I'm seeing so the two movies at one are you guys' movie. The only movie at two is one of your guys' movie. Okay, there's one of my movies at three, but like I clearly have better taste than you guys. Like
Wait,
all the top.
didn't you recommend Apostle?
No, that was nice. I didn't even know this movie existed. And look at the 10 and the 9. Most of those are my movies.
Yeah,
In the
but that's
comments,
because
don't forget to recommend us movies to watch. Good ones,
you literally
bad
only
ones, funny
recommended
ones, ones with titties.
good movies.
Yeah, we need
though,
more
like-
bad movies so that we can trash them.
You
and fill
recommend
up the
movies
bad ones.
that are typically good, just generally accepted to be good. I'm trying to pick movies that are more obscure.
Oh, that's why you picked Star Wars. Yes, an obscure movie.
Well, I'm glad you could just pick one out of my
Sweet
examples,
yours.
Name
and then all
one
of
movie
your.
that's not obscure that you picked. One movie that's obscure.
Amadeus is pretty obscure. No one knows about that guy. The Road is pretty obscure. No one knows about that place.
Oh, come on, that was obscure.
The Iron Giant. No one knows about that big guy.
Are you joking?
I picked Princess Bride. That's a 9. Ooh woo.
Yeah, that one's really good.
Rango. No one knows about that lizard.
Wait, who picked Rango? Was it me or was it Zeiss? It was Zeiss, right?
I picked Rango.
You did?
Yeah.
Okay,
XD.
fair enough.
Who picked Taxi Cab? No one knows about that driver. Or taxi driver. Dang.
I think it was. Yeah, it was me. It was me. I was like, yeah, it was me.
I'm the one who picked taxi driver.
What? No, you're not.
I'm-
Zeiss, who picked it?
Yes, he did.
Fuck.
X3.
Okay, whatever, dude. You can rewrite history. That's
He said to keep it in mind when watching Joker.
Wait, that was me. Who said that?
No.
Well,
Whatever,
someone knows about rewriting history.
It's okay. I can.
You
rewrite
want
the
to challenge
blockchain.
me?
I have the compute power.
I'm the
I
journalist
picked
here.
Columbo though. We need to watch more Columbo.
I'm the one who reports on information.
Yeah, the Daily Neko, the head of the news department and research at the Daily Neko. Thank you for your work, by the way.
You dare think I had inaccurate information?
Oh, we're just trying to fact check.
Facts checking.
I'm not the failing New York Times here.
You are the blossoming Daily Neko. That is still daily. Yet. So,
No, you missed a
Um,
day.
so closing thoughts. Stop, Pally, please stop with overrated bullshit. Thank you.
You probably cut holes in your mask.
I'm sorry, but Star Wars is just not. It didn't age well. It's like Half-Life 2. It was great.
I don't
for its
even think
time.
he's gone outside.
Yeah, I
He goes
haven't.
outside every day. I see you.
I haven't gone outside in 2 months.
Dang, imagine being that privileged.
Monkey.
I wish I could go outside. Okay? You know what? Whatever. Thank you guys for watching.
Just open the
And-
door.
I could literally get arrested. What are you talking about?
Imagine not rising up against the authority.
It's not the
The-
authority. It's a fucking killing virus thing.
Looks like someone forgot their history about oppressive tyrants.
But I'm white, so it's okay.
Chop off their heads.
And tune in next time when we watch a good movie.
That's not Star Wars.
We're gonna watch all the Star Wars.
No, I think you're gonna watch the Star Wars.
The final season of Clone Wars just finished yesterday. We gotta watch all that next.
Oh, that's an anime though. That's why you like it.
It's animated.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Pretty good.
Of course you'd like that.
Well, don't forget to subscribe to my OnlyFans. Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Wait, you didn't post a link yet.